Hey guys, so I'm going to talk to you today about Doctor Who Series 2, which is David and Billie's series. Now I just want to say first of all, people have been leaving comments on my other Doctor Who reviews, the Matt Smith one and the Series 1 review, and they've been saying that I'm not a fan and things, I don't know what I'm talking about, just because I don't watch the old, like the 60s series. And I just want to say, I'm talking about the new series, I'm not comparing it, I'm not saying the new series is better, I'm not saying the new series is worse. I'm just giving my views on the new series and what I think of them as a show. They're quite worlds apart from what I've seen. Obviously there are similarities, but my brother's seen some of this has got nothing to do with my own opinion, but I'm just going from my brother's opinion and a younger person's opinion. My brother's seen older episodes, like from the 60s, because I've got a few DVDs, and he doesn't like them, yet he loves the new ones. So I'm talking about these in general. I'm not talking about Doctor Who as a whole, but I'm talking about the new series as if it were a separate show. Now if you can't understand that, I'm sorry, I can't help you, but it's called an opinion. Right, now we've got that out of the way, I'm going to get started. Now for Series 2, there are 5 DVDs. So I'll just go through them sort of briefly. Now the first one is the Christmas Invasion and New Earth. Now I was a little disappointed to have the Christmas Invasion on this. Obviously at the time I wasn't, but now the Christmas DVDs are sort of being released as own DVDs. Whereas this is 2 in 1. But Christmas Invasion I love. You get to see Chris turn into David. Well, the transaction, the regeneration was made in Bad Wolf. But anyway, so that's sort of new to Doctor Who fans when he changes. And then New Earth. Now New Earth is my absolute favourite episode ever. I don't know if there's any screen snaps. Yeah, there's a few screen snaps there from the side. Basically you've got the Cat Nuns and Billie. Rose turns into... well, Lady Cassandra, who's played by Zoe Wanamaker, puts herself in Billie's body, and then later in David. And David has some of the best quotes in that episode. I absolutely love it. So that's one that I just love watching all the time. And then we have the second one, which is Tooth and Claw, School Reunion, and The Girl in the Fireplace, of which I think The Girl in the Fireplace is my favourite. I mean, Sophia Myles is a fantastic actress and things. But School Reunion is probably the most well done, I think. With I totally forgot what I was going to say. Yeah, it's the most well done in things. And this is probably my second favourite DVD out of a lot of them. And obviously it looks very attractive. You've got Elisabeth Sladen in there and things, who Doctor Who fans will know as Sarah Jane. So this is a really great episode again. There's nothing extra special about it, but what I did notice is that it's a 12, whereas the rest, I think all of them are PG from there, which I think was weird, because I'm trying to find somewhere in it which would be scary for kids. The only thing I can think of would be the School Reunion, where they're worried that their schools will get taken over by Krillatane. That's possibly the only scary thing about it, to be fair, which did creep me out a little bit. And then we have the third one, which has Rise of the Cybermen, The Age of Steel, and The Idiot's Lantern. Now in this we have a lot of Camille Coduri. Now I adore Camille completely, but she rarely gets a look in when the Doctor's travelling. So I was so pleased that she was in this one quite a bit. Now out of these 3 episodes, my favourite would have to be The Idiot's Lantern, mainly because the Cybermen scare me incredibly, and The Idiot's Lantern is so much fun, and Billie wears the best pink skirt. I actually have a skirt like that now, so that's great. But yes, this is another great DVD, I love that one. And then the fourth one is this one here, which is very purple and very pretty. And that is The Impossible Planet, Satan Pit, and Love and Monsters. Now, out of all these, my favourite would have to be The Impossible Planet, The Satan Pit, which is a 2-parter, where you've got Toby Z and things, which is fantastic, and Ida Scott, played by Claire Rushbrook, who is one of the best actresses ever. Love and Monsters with Peter Kay, I'm not a massive fan of, mainly because I'm not a massive fan of Peter Kay as a whole. But in general, the episode's good. You know, you've got Catherine Drysdale and things in it, so that's fantastic. In general, it's a really great DVD again, but it's not my favourite. And then finally we have this one, the worst DVD in the world. Obviously it's fantastic. You've got Fear Her, Army of Ghosts, and Doomsday, of which my favourite is Army of Ghosts, because it's not that emotional at the beginning. And you've also got Tracy-Ann Oberman, who plays, I was going to say Chrissy, no, that's EastEnders, who plays Yvonne Hartman. Which is fantastic. You know, I adore Tracy-Ann, so it was great to see her in this. I didn't know she was going to be in this at the time, so I was thrilled. But Doomsday, now some of you will know I've talked about Doomsday, I think, briefly in other videos. But I should mention first of all, Billie Piper to me means so much to me. It's a really weird reason why, and I'm not going to go into it just now. If you want to know why, let me know and I'll tell you, but I'm not going to say it in the video because it's kind of personal. But yeah, Billie means the world to me for several reasons. So when she left this, I cried. But also, Billie and David are two of the best actors, not just in Britain, but in the world. And seeing the emotions being drawn out of them is so fantastic. I mean, they're fantastic actors, but when you put their emotions, when you put their skills and their emotions to the test like that, it really is incredible. The scene where you've got the white wall with Billie on one side and David on the other, that was a really weird way to show it. But you've got the wall with Billie and David on the other side and they're crying into the wall and they're so close but they're so far apart, and you just sort of want to remove the wall and just let them hug and let them be reunited. And then when they're at the beach, when they're at Bad Wolf Bay, it's like they're so close but he's only a hologram. You know, he's beaming from the TARDIS and things. And it's like you just want to sort of put an end to the whole, you just want to turn the DVD off, you want to stop everything, you want to stop the TV. You just want to say, right, end the series, end the episode, end it there, that's fine. You know, they can be together forever. Of course, it doesn't work like that, and I cried for a very long time in that episode, and I'm not ashamed to admit I cried because I'm just a very over-emotional person. Anyway, but that episode as a whole is horrible, and it is the worst episode out of the entire series, all across the 5 series. Obviously, the 5th one's just started, so it's hard to make judgment about that, but obviously the last episode, the end of time, when David was like, I don't want to go, I cried. Of course I did. But I didn't cry as much as I did in Doomsday, because that was losing Billie and technically losing David, because David, as the Doctor, changed ever so slightly into Series 3, which was to be expected, and I like that. I like that he changed, otherwise I would have hung on forever. But yeah, so that was absolutely horrible, basically. I cannot watch this. I haven't watched this. I think I've watched this DVD disc about twice. I can't watch it again. I just can't. So out of them all, they are very pretty. Now I probably paid about £10–15 for each of these DVDs individually because I bought them as and when they came out. But now you can get the whole box set, including the confidential episodes, for £12 with which comes in a sort of TARDIS case, which is much better. And I wish, well no, I don't wish I'd waited for them because I like having these. You know, I like the different DVDs and things. But I will get around to buying the TARDIS at some point because it just looks really pretty as well. And you've got the confidential episodes. But that's basically the series as a whole. I think the best thing about the series is the fact that it's Billie and David, my favourite Doctor, favourite male actor, gorgeous male actor, my favourite companion, my favourite actress, somebody who means a lot to me, and they're all in one episode. You've got the best creatures, you know, you've got the Krillitane, the Daleks, the Cybermen, I'm trying to think, you've got the Zikarax, you've got the Queen. Queen Victoria's in it, and then you've got Sarah Jane, you have, so I'm really conscious somebody's staring at me from outside the window, you have Sarah Jane, you've got Reinette de Pompadour, and loads of really great characters and things, and just a really all-round great series. Definitely the best series, my favourite series. Like I said, my favourite all-time episode is New Earth. I know that word for word, shamefully, which is brilliant. And yeah, so go and buy them if you're a Doctor Who fan and you haven't got them yet. It's well worth the money. Or even if you're not a fan of Doctor Who, maybe you haven't seen Doctor Who before, weirdly, or you've just started to recently watch it and you want to sort of backlog and go and see some of them, Series 2 is a great one to start with. I started with Series 2. In fact, Christmas Invasion, Christmas Day, around 7:15 PM, maybe about 7 PM, Christmas Day 2005 was the day my life changed forever, because that's the day Doctor Who was introduced to me. That's the day Billie Piper was introduced to me, and this had a massive, massive impact on my life. I cannot tell you how much of an impact it had on my life, obviously for reasons I'm not going to go into just now. Like I said, if you want to know, let me know and I'll sort of message you it, but I'm not going to say it on the video. So yeah, so that was a really, really big thing in my life. Series 2 changed my life in ways I cannot describe. And I do thank it in some ways. In some ways I don't thank it, but I could not live without the series now. I'm so glad it's been introduced into my life. And these 5 DVDs saved me and crushed me, and I could not live without them, and I absolutely love them. So please let me know your thoughts on the series and the cast and the plot lines and everything, and I'll see you next time. Bye guys!